Timmy! Timmy! Timmy!
No, it's Jimmy. Blah, blah, blah. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, we have just kicked off Wisla Krakow in the mid-season sparring match against Kolos from the Ukraine. This should have been an 8 o'clock kickoff this morning, UK time, apparently. Multiple outlets said 8 a.m. kickoff. So a geezer from America, apologies, but it is a 12 noon kickoff. Kolos on the attack here early on. Ball's played into centre, cleared by Wisla. We'll go through the team lineups very shortly. Hopefully everything's all right with the volume. I think I have solved the issues with my microphone, so fingers crossed for that one. Just having a look who's playing for Wisla. Well, we can see Grudzik, there's Krizanovsky, there's Duarte, Igbakim, in goal is Lakievitz. That's good to see. Put my glasses on, that'll help. Well, there we go. Biedrzycki's playing. So centre half pairing Biedrzycki and Grudzik. We're playing it out from the back, making me nervous again. Nice ball there, though, to Grudzik. He's got plenty of room to run into. Krizanovsky down this left-hand side. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell. If you can give us a thumbs up, that's superb. The only reason we need more subscribers is because once we get a bigger platform, the Polish Ekstraklasa, the Premier League in Poland, have said they will do a collaboration with us where we can live stream the Polish Premier League matches. I just need a bigger platform. So once we do get more subscribers, I can go back to them and say, is it big enough and can you allow us to live stream? Biedrzycki asking the players to come towards him. Just trying to see who's on that far side. Duda's captain today, by the way. There's Duarte. Nice. Oh, Ertahala's on the pitch. Well, let's hope he has a good game. There's Kaziemka on the ball. As we mentioned, Igbakim, who's starting. Right, Ertahala, what are you going to do? Got the ball back to Carbo there. Appeal for handball there. You're not going to get that, though. It was just a rebound. Kaziemka driving inside, fortuitously keeps possession. He's under a lot of pressure, though. Does well there. Ertahala. Is that Raul Geiger, our right back? I can't quite see. It looks like him. Igbakim. We'll have a central midfield pairing of Igbakim and Carbo. And it looks like we don't have a striker. So does that mean that because Duda's on the pitch, we've got Ertahala and Duda playing as a front two? It certainly looks that way. There's Ertahala on the ball. Back to Igbakim. Nice crossfield pass there to Biedrzycki. And it wasn't Raul Geiger, by the way. It was Lelievel playing at right back. No doubt we will see Geiger at some point. Lovely ball there from Grudzik into Duarte. Shot comes in, keeper with a one-handed save over the crossbar. Good start early on from Wisla, and it was that ball played through the channel from Grudzik. He found the run that Duarte had made. Good shot from the angle from Duarte there. Couldn't do any more than that. Made the keeper make the save. Let's see what this cross is going to be like from Ertahala. Can we get it into the middle? Can we miss the first defender? We don't always. Hopefully, like I said, the microphone should be sorted. I had a few issues last night. It kept muting itself. A deep corner coming in there, looking for Biedrzycki. He was the target man. And it was put behind by Kolos for another Wisla corner down the right-hand side this time. He's certainly getting his mileage in, is Ertahala, one side from the other to take the corner. Ooh, nearly trips over the ball there. Right, we've played it kind of short. Kolos have sat in, though. They've not come out. So the cross does come in now. Deep cross there, looking for Biedrzycki. He gets his head to it. Can't direct it goalwards, though. Something a little bit different there, though, from Wisla, which is good to see. Normally, we just keep pumping it into the middle, and unless you've got Alan Uriger in the team, or you can find the head of Biedrzycki, we don't really look dangerous from these corners. And if you don't know who's who, Wisla are playing in all red, Kolos are playing in black and gold. Looks quite a nice kit, actually, they've got. Not as good as the Wisla Krakow all red, though. Once again, Grudzic with a nice pass there into Ertahala, lays it off to, we'll say, Biedrzycki. I think he was aiming for Carbo, but Kaziemka inside to Igbekim, under pressure straight away. Lelyveld puts the ball forward. Wisla can't get hold of it at the moment, though. Kolos playing it around nicely. Frankie James says, hi, Jimmy. Hi, Frankie. Frankie, if you're still there listening, can you tell me, does the microphone sound okay? I have reinstalled it with all of the add-ons, so it should sound a little bit better. And hopefully it won't keep muting itself like it did last night when I was doing the football special, all the goes from around the UK and Europe. Good night of Champions League football last night. Unless you were a Manchester City fan, of course. In which case, you had a shocker. 2 games on the run, your defence is leaking, Rodri getting sent off. Yeah, you can see Wisła's shape there. Definitely Duda and Ertahala playing as a front two. No Ardit Nikaj. Interesting. I wonder if we're going to see Jordi Sanchez today, our new Spanish striker. Maybe he's not quite fit enough yet. Ertahala trying to put the fullback under pressure there for Kolos. Loose pass. I think if that had been a league match, I think Igbekim would have gone in full-blooded. But no point in doing that if it's just going to be, if it's a sparring match, you don't want to be getting injured. But he certainly would have gone in blood and guts there for that one. It was there to be won. I think after this, we've got one more game left in Turkey. Then we come back to Poland, and our final sparring match of this mid-season break is against Stal Mielec. I am in Poland around about when that's being played, but I think I might come home on the day that it's played or the day before. So if I am there, I will try and get a ticket because it's being played at Wisła's training ground. So if I can get a ticket, I will go and do the live stream from there. It's highly doubtful, though. I'm going meeting Adrian in Krakow, one of Wisła's biggest fans he is. We're going to go and have a pint. I'll buy him a beer or two. Is that going to be a corner? It is a corner. Hopefully we switch on. I know it's tempting. It doesn't have the same intensity, does it? And it doesn't matter as much when it's just a friendly or, sparring match. However, you don't want to be taking bad habits into the league when it starts up again. And when we give the goal away the other day, playing it out from the back, it's not good enough. 2 calamities cost us a goal, and it was the only goal of the game as well. Sparring match or not, hopefully we've learned from it. That's a good corner, that. Headed goalwards, but no direction. And I think there was a deflection. The referee's given another corner. I think there might have been another. Yeah, it came off Krzyzanowski. Good spot by the referee. Nine minutes gone, still 0-0. I've got to the bottom of some of the shirt numbers as well. So we'll go through that at half-time. Shot comes in, good save from Lakiewicz. Instinctive save, sharply down to his right-hand side. It was a good shot as well, because it came to, I don't know who the player is, but it came to him pretty quickly. Pitch is looking okay, as you would expect. Duda Definitely playing as a centre forward. I'm wondering why there's no Rodado. Hopefully he's not picked up an injury. Surely Marius Jopp can't be trying something new, a front two pairing of Duda and Ertahala. I mean, it's all right. Nice play there from Duarte, getting stuck in, winning the ball back. If it was a Polish league game, I don't see any joy from having Duda and Ertahala playing as a front two. They just don't have that physical prowess. I mean, Ridado's not the biggest, but he can certainly put himself about. That would really mean we're devoid of height in the middle from any crosses that come in. We're not blessed with height in the striker. Although in saying that, now we've got Jordi Sanchez coming. He is a little bit taller, so he does give us that option up front. If teams are sitting in against us and we can go down the flanks, get them balls whipped in, like you keep saying, no, we don't have the height in the middle when the crosses come in. I mean, Rodado will score you a goal, but if he's got any defender who's got the height advantage on him, he's not really going to out-jump him, so it needs to be an accurate cross. And they are few and far between. So we will have that option. Now we've got Jordi Sanchez. The problem's going to be, how do you fit Sanchez and Rodado up front as a two? I don't think you do. I don't think Marius Jopp would go for that. He's certainly not been interested in playing Adit Nikaj and Rodado up front as a two. He always likes to play either a Duda or Ertahala in behind a striker. Shot comes in there, whistles past the right-hand post. Nice shot there. I think that was Koziemka it came in from. It was indeed. Once again, we're just hoping we don't get any injuries today. The only injury that I've heard of so far was to Marko Bozic. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks with an ankle injury. When he did it, I think he actually kicked the fullback, but he came worse off with that one. But at least it's an impact injury and nothing more serious than that. You know, it's not like he's got a fracture and he's going to be out. Nothing's going to be as bad as what Mikulek did at the end of last season. But he's on the comeback trail now. But if you see the stills of Mikulek's injury, horrendous. It looked like a fully compounded fracture. Nice layoff there from Kolos. Chance to put a shot in. Nope, I should have took the shot because it was a poor pass. Duarte's bringing it away, gets a push in the back. That'll be a free kick to Wisla. We normally have some crowd noise, but doesn't really seem right when there's no crowd in there. So, there's somebody in live chat. A geezer! Geezer. Mate, what can I say? Not my fault. Not my fault. It was advertised as an 8 a.m. kickoff UK time. I was sat here. I've only had 2 hours sleep, working all night, trading the Asian markets. 2 hours sleep, got up, sat here. What did it say? It still said on AI score, and it's still saying it down the bottom there to be determined. It should have kicked off at 8 a.m. Flash score then said it was 12 noon. Obviously, Flash score was right, but initially, Flash score had it as an 8 a.m. kickoff. And it says no match live now. Well, there certainly is because it's down here. And Geezer says, well, look who's at the garden gate. Cheers, mate. Good to see you in here. Still nice and early, though, in the US of A, isn't it? What time we on there now, mate? 7 o'clock in the morning? 7 o'clock in the AM? Definitely coffee and nicotine to start the day at that time. Ball down the left-hand side there. Nice touch as well from Kolos into the penalty area. Little arm came out from Biedrzycki. Player went down a little bit easy and he's won a corner. Grudgik's gone down. Hopefully he's all right. He just had a little grab towards his ankle. Yeah, grab towards his ankle there. Did Grudgik. It was just as the player followed through to, into him. Yeah, he's okay. He's up and running. The geezer says, no, it's bloody 3 a.m., 7 for sure. You'll be in the land of nod, mate, at 3 a.m., like you said, and I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit. Nice corner comes in there. Blimey, I think that came off a Wisla play. It should be another corner. Dangerous corner, that. It was one of them flat ones with pace. I don't know who got the touch. It was either Igbakim or Krizanovsky. Definitely a Wisla player, though. Nice backdrop there. You don't often see that, do you? I'm not sure what them trees are called, but they certainly look like banana trees. Not that I'm a botanist or anything like that. Corner comes in from the right-hand side. Cleared by Ertahal. Duarte is trying to get on the end of it. He won't do it. He's giving away a free kick, and it's a dangerous area to give a free kick away against Kolos. They're thinking about taking it quickly. I would have let them take it quickly because if the free kicks or anything like the corners they put in, they are dangerous. I managed to hopefully have repaired my microphone after last night's shambles. So it should sound a little bit better and a little bit clearer. Believe it or not, I am working while I'm doing this as well, and it's I've got a trade on the May Silver Futures contract. It's just making me nervous which way it's going to go at the moment. Somebody is desperate to defend $96, that's for sure. All through the Asian session. A clearance there from Biedrzycki. I think he once again as he followed through with his clearance, he kicked the attacking player. Looks like he's in a fair bit of pain. Although I know Biedrzycki, that he'll be okay off that one. He'll soon be up and running it off. Looks like a nice setup they've got there in Turkey. "17.5 minutes gone, still 0-0. If you want to watch this, by the way, it is on Wisła's own YouTube channel. If you want, there might be Polish commentary. I'm not too sure. But if you want to stick with the English commentary with myself, Jimmy James, and the geezers in live chat, and Frankie James possibly, you're more than welcome. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button. It's been a pretty even first 18 minutes, I would say. Certainly a good run out. That's nice from Carbo, but giving the ball away there, it's dangerous. Nothing wrong with a good agricultural clearance every now and again if it's needed. I wonder if we'll see Jordi Sanchez today, Hagiza. He's 1.9 metres tall, whoever that is, so I know that, I only do old money, but I know that's over 6 foot. Oh, he's back with Lukiewicz. Nice pass there to Krizanovsky. Ball down that left-hand channel. Keeper's well out of his area, though. He's going to have to make the clearance. Blimey, took a gamble there, did the keeper. Tahal comes across with a block. That'll be a throw-in to Kolos down the right-hand side. He certainly puts the effort in, Tahal. I can't fault him for that. It's just the end product that's slightly missing. There's Krizanovsky. Apparently the club agreed a fee for him to sell him. I think it might have been to Ludogorets. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But he turned it down and said he wanted to stay and play with Wisla in the Polish Ekstraklasa, hoping for promotion this season. Good to hear. Disappointing to hear that the club were prepared to sell him. And if the figures were right, as I mentioned the other day, valuation was 850,000. That was on the table. They accepted an offer for £500,000. If I was Krzyzanowski, I would be so disappointed with that. He's certainly got a point to prove now, that is for sure. But it would be the drive home from training in your car, you would be thinking, what is going on? What, is that how much the club values me? Kiewicz with a pass out there to Igbekim. He did well, Igbekim, having to stretch. He manages to win it back, but need to be a little bit more accurate with them passes out from the back. Nice ball over the top there, looking for Duda. Takes it well on his chest. Beautiful play. Out now to Koziemka on that right-hand side. Defender does well. This was still in possession though. Lelyeveld on the overlap. Goes back to Koziemka. Got players inside. Put a shot in. Go on, put a shot in. Oh, off the post with the outside of the foot there from Koziemka. That's 2 shots he's put in now. I did also see, I'll tell you about that in a minute once an offer came in for Duda as well. Lovely shot there from Koziemka. Agiza said, I'd like to see a well-oiled machine and not just mucking about with the ball. They still have the last half of the season to gain promotion. Yeah, it's been, that'll be a free kick, pushed in the back there, Ertahala. Going back to your comment, well-oiled machine, that's what it looked like, didn't it? Them first 4 or 5 games of the season. And then it started to get clunky. And whether that's because teams were adapting to the way they played against us, or whether something changed within the squad, whether certain expectations of players had changed, through instruction from the coaching staff, who knows? But it certainly stopped working. What are we going to do here now? We've got Grujic over the ball. Yeah, it was nice to see Duda as captain. I'll just wait till this free kick comes in, then I'll tell you about what went on with Duda into the wall there from Grujic. You could tell what he was trying to do. He was trying to do one of them up and over the walls. Didn't get the height on it, though. Kolos's wall stood firm. Loose pass there. Oh, I just wouldn't fall for Igbekim. Centre-half comes in and puts it out of play. Dicing with danger there, Kolos. Yeah, so apparently an offer came in from, can't remember who, but there was an offer came in for Duda. The price tag was 1.5 million euros. And apparently the club turned it down. Good news. Good news that they turned it down, which makes it even more. If it's right. Ertahala in the penalty, who tries cutting inside, wins a corner. Did all right there, Ertahala. He was under pressure. Yeah, it makes it more difficult to understand. And like I said, if it's right, the acceptance of the £500,000 transfer fee for Krzyzanowski. I just don't understand it. Whether it's false reporting, I don't know. But it certainly doesn't make any sense, because if you are cash-strapped and you're willing to take a £300,000 drop for one of our brightest talents for the future, then surely to goodness, they would have accepted the offer for Duda of 1.5 million euros, which apparently they didn't. Right, let's see what Ertahala can do with this free kick from the left-hand side. Puts it into the middle, easily cleared, but this we're recycling it. Duda with a nice pass there, out to Ertahala on the left-hand side. Gets tripped Ertahala once again. It'll be a free kick for Wisla in a dangerous position. Just need that good delivery. We're a little bit devoid of height though. We've only got really Biedrzycki, and Grudgik's got a little bit of height on him. Maybe Carbo, but that's it. You look at the rest of our players who are in there. You know, Krizanovsky, not the tallest. Duarte, not the tallest. Kaziemka, not the tallest. In fact, Kaziemka normally drops back as a, as a defensive. That's a nice free kick. Biedrzycki just couldn't get his head on it, offside. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Yeah, Kaziemka normally drops back at corners or set pieces like that, just as a bit of reassurance in defence should a break occur. He's certainly got the pace. Kolos playing it out from the back. That looked like it had gone out. Assistant says no. That'll be a foul. Referee's playing on though. Might get a yellow card for that, even though it says only a sparring match, Carbo. When this ball goes out of play, Wisla win it back. It's with Duda. Does well enough, Duda there. Now it's with Kaziemka, comes inside. Yeah, gets pushed just as he was making the pass. Is the referee going to have a word with Carbo? No. Carbo's just acting like, yeah, there was nothing to see. In these friendly matches, we've not exactly been scoring, have we? Created a few chances. I mean, Kaziemka's hit the post in this first half already, but we've only scored the one goal. Just the one goal, and that was Krizanovsky, our left back, from the edge of the penalty area with a shot. So cool, calm and collected at the back there by Grudgik. So we're not exactly, we're sort of continuing on through this mid-season break the way we left off last season, not creating too many chances. And it shows in the stats. Look, you look at Redardo's goal stats, couldn't stop scoring at the start of the season. Was he the top scorer in all of Europe, something like that? All over the top, they're looking because Yemka uses his pace, gets there first, hits the post again. Oh my word. That's twice in this first half that Kaziemka's hit the post. Lit the turbo there, put it past the keeper's right-hand side, and it just came off. Doubly unlucky, really. One that it hit the post and came back out, but also unlucky because when it did come back out, it just wouldn't fall for Duarte, who was following up. But at least we're creating chances. Taking this one short, Ertahala to Duda. Duda takes the fullback on, needs support, gets it from Ertahala. First time cross, no height on it though, easily cleared. Oh, will you stop it? Almost came out of my mouth then. This is exactly what happened when we played Legnica. What was it? 3 times in the second half we hit the post. Well, crossbar and post. Yeah, goes, great minds think alike, a geezer. What do you make of the Krizanovsky? What do you make of the Krizanovsky and Duda sales? Or obviously Krizanovsky, if the rumours are right and the reporting's right, turned down the move, and this were turned down the transfer request. The transfer fee of 1.5 million for Duda. I don't understand it. Whether it's being reported incorrectly, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I'm glad they didn't get rid of Duda, that is for sure. Plenty of space down this left-hand side for Krizanovsky, takes the full-back on, drives into the penalty area, puts it back to the edge of the box. Duda lets it go to Igbekim. Igbekim with a shot that's blocked, and the deflection rolls to the keeper. Agiza says, plenty of time to sort the squad after promotion. Yeah, I I just have this niggling. That's going to be a free kick shoving the back there from Igloo. I just have this niggling doubt, Agiza, that we're going to make hard work of this promotion. And I'm hoping it's not going to be one of them where we blow it and we've got to go through the playoff route. Because, you know, you go through the playoff route, anything can happen. 2 substitutions there, 3 substitutions for Kolos. Obviously, it's a planned substitution on 30 minutes. Yeah, the only reason, the only reason I find a problem with that, Agiza, I mean, Agiza's saying plenty of time to sort the squad after promotion. The club has openly come out and said, this squad is basically what we're going to have for the extra classer when we get promoted. So there's not a lot coming in. And I saw another article the other day where the club have said, a lack of funds is an issue in the transfer market, which is why I don't understand accepting a bid for Krzyzanowski, 300,000 less than his valuation, and then turning down a move of 1.5 million euros for Duda. Cross comes in, can't direct it goalwards. It doesn't marry up. It's one of them. You either need the money or you don't, and you accept the money for one player but not another. Agiza says, if it ain't broke, don't be tempted. I totally agree with you, mate. I totally agree with you. It's going to be interesting to see what Jordi Sanchez does. Because he does give us that other option. Where we wanted the player from, I forgot again now, Plonyvasova. I can't remember his name, but we wanted him for his height. We've been following him for a while. And then the deal, it didn't get done for various reasons. And now we've got Jordi Sanchez on loan. Well, I think he's a signing actually until the end of the season. So we'll see how he does. But certainly it will give us another option of height in the middle. Chance for Lelyveld down that right-hand side. Could have put a cross in, decides not to. Don't blame him with no height in the middle. Almost 33 minutes gone, still 0-0. Wisla hitting the woodwork twice. Kaziemka on both occasions. He's had 3 shots in this first half. 1 whistled past the keeper's right-hand post. And the other 2 shots hit the keeper's right-hand post. It's good. The good thing about Wisla at the moment is that players' movement is fluid. Players are able to swap positions without us losing that structure. It's nice to see. Bertahala's dropping deep now. Just keeping possession for a moment, Wisla. Kaziemka on that right-hand side. He's making that right wing position his own, isn't he, Kaziemka? Nice play from Kolos there. That'll be a free kick. Lelyveld leaving one on the number 15. I don't know who it is. We're just holding our shape there, not getting tempted to go chasing the ball. Be nice if Duarte could play himself into a little bit of form as well in these mid-season matches. Just started to tail off a little bit to the point where he lost his place on this left-hand side. And Marius Shop decided he was going to put Ertahala out on the left-hand side. Don't quite understand that one, especially when Bozic was there. Bozic finally cemented that place, I think. I think he was going to become the first name on the team sheet, Bozic, down this left-hand side. Obviously, now he's got his injury. I think Irvinomic as well, when he's come on in these mid-season breaks, he's not disgraced himself by any means. Not done anything spectacular, but what he has done, he's done well. Because there was talk of Omic going out on loan too. I can't remember whether it was Chicha or Odra Pole, following Oliver Suchy-Nicky. But once again, whether that was just paper talk or whether it was an actual possibility. Free kick comes into the back post. Nobody gets a touch on it. Recycled, though, by Kolos. Another cross comes into the middle. Headed goalwards. Oh, Lakievitz. Is he offside? Yeah, he's got away with one there, the keeper. Offside. That's not exactly inspiring goalkeeping, is it? He gets us back underway. That ball came in from the left-hand side. Yeah, I know it bounced in front of him, but I think he thought he was catching a beach ball there. Got some shocking weather outside. Did you get your plummeting temperatures, Agiza? Lelyveld finds Duda. There again, that layoff from Ertahala. Not good enough. Not good enough. We need to see a change in the second half, and I'm hoping it's going to be the change at half-time is going to be Ardit, Nikaj and Radado both come on and play as a front two. What do you think the chances are of that, Agiza? Agiza says it's 9 degrees this morning, beach weather. Do you know, I don't understand these people who go in the sea and they say it's good for your mental health. I know it's supposed to be, and I understand the maths behind it. The drop in body temperature and all this, it's supposed to get your circulation going and what have you. But some of them, somebody's going to get hypothermia one day. I've had hypothermia myself when I was in the military, and it ain't fun. And that, going in the cold seas, and especially here in the UK on New Year's Day on Boxing Day, it's kind of a tradition. We'll just get this corner out of the way. Cross comes in. Headed clear by Kolos. Yeah, it's kind of a tradition that people go to the beaches and they go cold water swimming, then they come out, get warm, go and have a brew, a whiskey or whatever floats the boat. And I get it, if that's your thing, and you want to do it. But this year, we had really rough seas where we are. And the police were sort of saying, we're advising you, don't do it. And there were still people going in the water. I think 2 guys went missing. I don't know if they've been found or not. I mean, the bodies, obviously, they perished. But I just don't understand it. Just over 6 minutes to go before half time. Yeah, so in the second half, I'm hoping that Marius Shop is going to be bold. I'm hoping he's going to listen to Jimmy James and Agiza, because I know Agiza will agree. He will. I don't want to speak for you, mate, but we do need to sort something out with our centre forward pairings, because what we're doing at the minute is not working. Look at the Duarte edge of the box. We haven't got that cutting edge that we did have. Kaziemka puts a cross in the middle, no height there. Igbekin with a shot, headed clear. Ertahala picks it up on the far side. It's with Duda. Yeah, that's the only reason I can think that we've started the game with Ertahala and Duda playing as a front two. Obviously, they want to be careful how many minutes the players are playing. That's the modern way, isn't it? So whether he's thinking, right, well, we'll do that in the first half. In the second half, we're going to put on Ardit Nikaj and Radado as a front two. We've been listening to Catch It Live first. I think it's a good idea. Let's give it a try. Agiza says, it's just to let us know who the loonies in the village. Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. That player who's on the ball there for Kolos, he looks like, well, what was he called? He was at Manchester City, then he went to Arsenal. Ukrainian. Blonde hair, I can't remember his name. Igbekeem's under pressure there. Lucky he gets that foul. Not convinced it was a foul, that. Or there was a little pull on him before. Yeah, fair enough. Well done, referee. Four minutes till half time, still 0-0. Wisla Krakow hitting the woodwork twice. Both shots coming from Kaziemka. Nice play there from Duda. Oh, unlucky. I mean, he gave the ball away there, but the pass, he was trying to thread it through a needle and Duarte would have been in. Don't mind giving that pass away. It's when there's a zero-sum gain and you give the ball away. Wisla also pushed a look at the back because Kolos, that's some good defending. Put it into the trees. Nobody's ever scored from there, from Grujic. Yeah, there was a headed, was it a header or a shot came in? I think it was a header. And he fumbled it, Likievich, bounced just in front of him. Kolos put the ball in the net, but there was an offside in there, so saved by the assistant's flag. Are we going to see $100 silver in the futures market today? That's on the COMEX. It's already $100 in Shanghai. Let's hope so. Corner comes in from the right-hand side, whipped in with pace. Ertahala gets his head to it, does well. Shot comes in, though, from Kolos. Now it's picked up by Duarte, edge of the box. Put it long. Yeah, nothing too fancy there. Looks for Kaziemka, flicks it on. There's nobody there, but hey, what are you going to do? We were under pressure there. Now we can reset. There's a time for playing it out from the back, and there's a time for doing what we've just done there. And Wisla, we get it wrong at our peril sometimes. Cross comes in there. What a lovely cross that was again. That was a lovely cross, and the striker, he just couldn't get anything, he couldn't get enough on it. I think if he'd have got more of a touch on that, Likievich would have been struggling. No offside flag either. There again, is that bad defending? I don't think so. I think that's just good attacking play. Sometimes you've just got to hold your hands up and say, it's good attacking play. What can you do? Right, we're playing it out from the back again. It's with Likievich. Grujic goes down this left-hand channel looking for Duarte. Doesn't even compete for it, Duarte. No point. Does look to win that second ball, though. Now, Wisla trying to put Kolos under pressure as they played out from the back. Krzyzanowski with the interception. Go on, drive into the penalty area. Lays it out to Duarte. Back to Ertahala. Nobody in the middle, though. If you take that snapshot now, nobody in the middle. Which makes it easy to defend against. Or easier to defend against, I should say. Nice ball into Duarte. We're under pressure, though, there. To Duda, sorry. Under pressure. Now Kolos can break on us. We've got numbers back, though. Grujic misses that ball. Chance for a shot here. He puts a cross in instead. And well defended by Biedrzycki. Got caught out a little bit, Grujic, there. Needed to get more. We're not going to see the replay of him ultimately missing the ball. Just looking at the Wisla substitutes lining up there behind the goal. I saw a complaint from somebody in the crowd. Can't remember which Premier League match it was. I think it was whoever Fulham were playing. But they were complaining that thanks to the Fulham players for warming up in front of us for the whole of the first or second half, something like that. Spoiling the view. It's poor. Nice play there. Duarte got done into the penalty area. Looked dangerous on the attack, do Kolos. We've had a couple of referees blown for half time, players no added on time. Pretty even first half. 0-0. I'm surprised it's still 0-0. Both teams have had chances. Like I said, Wisla hitting the woodwork twice, both times from shots coming in from Kaziemka. And Kolos, 2 mistakes really from Wisla. One of them ended up in the net, saved by the offside flag, a mistake from Lukiewicz. And just before half time, the officials are running off now as the sprinklers come on. Yeah, a chance just before half time. The attacker couldn't get enough on it, and Lukiewicz would have been struggling. So yeah, 0-0. So just before this game kicked off, I went onto Wisla's YouTube page, asked somebody in the live chat what the name, who is Wisla's number 15, because you can't find out online. It still keeps saying it's Victor Stazak. It's not Victor Stazak. He has gone to Lecce, as we know, on loan until the season ends in Serie A. And then somebody said it is Diaco, who we said that the other day, didn't we? It's so he's obviously coming into the squad now. Then this left-hand side. In the middle, number 80, got a little bit of height on him as well. Central attacking midfielder, can play central midfield as well. That is David Ojaka, number 80. And I think at the moment we've not got a squad number for Jordi Sanchez. So once we have that, we'll let you know. Agiza says, I've seen some impatient passing. Yeah, I totally agree with you, mate. And this goes back to why Mario Shop said he loved Ertahala, getting the ball from back to front. He said it was too slow last season, and that's why he brought Ertahala in to speed up that transition. But as we know, speed without accuracy, it means nothing. All you end up doing is giving the ball away. And as we've seen in that first half, picked up by Agiza, rushing to get them passes and that movement, you just end up giving possession away. There's a time for firing that ball in and trying to lay it off and constantly keep doing it. It's not, it just doesn't work, because defenders will either just take a yard off you or they'll go tight to you. They'll soon work that out. So trying the same thing all the time, no, doesn't work. I'm curious as to see what the half-time substitutions are going to be. What do you think the chances are of seeing Ardit Nikaj and Ridado playing as a front two in this second half? I'd love to see it. Full 45 minutes of it. I'd love to see it. Are we going to see it? Doubtful. I just don't think Mario Shop, for whatever reason, I don't think he likes that partnership. We've only ever seen it a couple of times, and that was only for a few minutes. And it was when the striker was, there was the interchanges taking place. But I'm interested to see what Jordi Sanchez can do. I mean, I don't think he's not for the long term, but he might offer us something a little bit different for the second half of the season. Agiza says they should get some minutes. This is the time to experiment. Yep. Definitely. I mean, there's nothing to lose, is there? You know, if he put, I don't want to sound like a broken record, and I know I do, so apologies, but I cannot get away from what I see, and I'm just convinced that it would be a good partnership. You know, because Ronaldo can drop deep. He's got that ability. He's got that skill in his locker where he can drop deep. He can lay a ball off. He can play somebody through. Ardit Nikaj has got the pace as well. He can also do that. You know, he plays on the wing, so he can obviously run at defenders as well. He's got the bulk. His pace over the first 10 yards is blistering. I don't think there's anybody in Wisła's team who I've seen who over 10 yards would beat Ardit Nikaj. But I just don't think... We're going to have to do something quickly with him because we could be letting a diamond go. And he's only with us on loan until the end of this season. And unless we give him that opportunity, we're not going to know what he can do. I mean, he scored, 2 goals for Wisła so far this season. Not bad considering the number of minutes he's played. So this is, as Agiza says, this is the game. Now is the time where there's nothing at stake. Now is the time to try that pairing, to see what they can do. Otherwise, when are you going to do it? You're not going to do it in a BetClick 1 Liga game. And if it does work, then you've got a dilemma. I'm convinced that Ertehaler has, don't fall off your chair, I'm convinced that Ertehaler has a place and, you know, a position in this squad to play an important role. But I think it's coming on as a substitute. You know, once there's a bit of tiredness on the pitch, once the pace just slows down that 5%, I think Ertehaler coming on then, that's when he would make a difference. I think him coming on at the start, I just don't think he's... I think everything's happening now too quickly for him. Once teams started getting up to speed, you know, the first 4 or 5 games of this season, everybody's a little bit lackluster, no matter how much pre-season training you do. And he was really shining. But as soon as everybody's up to fitness, up to speed, knows what they're doing, knows who they're playing with, you know, the new players that have come into the team, into the squad, they're all gelling together. Ertehaler was taking advantage of that. But once players were on the opposition's team were gelling, they all knew how they were playing, how to play against him because they've seen him playing for Wisła, and it just nullified his threat. And he hasn't played around it. He hasn't adapted his own game to adapt to the opposition being aware of what he was going to do. So I think maybe coming on as a substitute, you know, coming on as a substitute is difficult. You know, what do they come on with usually? They start from about 60 minutes, don't they? You don't get many substitutes before 60 minutes if it's a tactical one, unless there's something glaringly obvious. Coaches like to leave it until 60 minutes. Then you get in 65 minutes, 70, 75 minutes, 80 minutes. Coming on to a game where the pattern is set, coming on with 10 minutes to go and expecting to change the whole game, it's really difficult for substitutes. But I think he would benefit from coming on with maybe 60 minutes on the clock, then see what he could do. That's something else, you know. The player himself probably wouldn't want that. Everybody would want to be starting, wouldn't they? It's human nature. But towards the end of, do you know, before the winter break started, when I watched the games back and I was starting to notice, it's funny how when you watch a game back and you know the result, you start to see things that you don't see when it's in live play. And especially when you're doing this and you're commentating on it and you're watching it, and when you can relax and watch it and watch the game back, you spot things that you don't necessarily see in the heat of the moment. And I saw Ertehaler's face and his demeanour. He started to look deflated. not with his teammates, with himself. Whether it was frustration at his own performance, whether he's carrying a little bit of a knock and he's not said anything, I don't know. But his own personal demeanour was definitely, start of the season, he was zipping around, he was at a 10. And I'd go as far as to say, by the end of the first part of the season, I think he was around a 4. I think that's how much he had dropped off. And yet, and when all the press was saying, and I mean, maybe not all the press, but a lot of the press were coming out with best signing for Wisla, great first half of the season, first 4 or 5 games, yeah, rest of it, no. And he must look at that and look at himself in the mirror and think, I don't know what they're seeing, but I know myself. And like we've always said, you can lie to everybody, but the only person you can't lie to is yourself. And he can't have been impressed with his own performances. He just can't have been. And his body language was saying that. So whether it was because he was getting a little bit fatigued, I don't know. But if that was the case, then there's an issue there. Because he had played a lot of minutes. You know, definitely. He played almost every match. And if he wasn't playing in behind Ronaldo, when Duarte got booted out of the team because he wasn't performing, Ertahala got stuck over on that left-hand side. So he did play a lot of minutes. But ultimately, if your fitness is lacking because you've played 5 games, because that's when he started going downhill after the 5th game, then there's something wrong there. You know, these guys are fit, super fit. So I don't buy that excuse if that was going to get put forward that maybe he was a little bit fatigued. Definitely, no, not having that. And the other thing is, it goes to show as well that once Ertahala's performance dropped off, Ronaldo's goals started drying up. You know, like I said earlier on, I think the first 4 or 5 games of the season, what was he on? 18 goals or something crazy. I think around the whole of Europe, Ronaldo was the top goal scorer. He made all the headlines. He was in all of the newspapers, all of the online sports magazines and that. Ronaldo from Wisla Krakow, great start to the season, leading goal scorer. And then it all started to tail off. And not only was he not scoring the goals, he wasn't creating the chances. He wasn't getting chances created for him. And it all goes back to number 7, Ertahala. Agiza says, do you remember Jose and Martial's declining performance? Yes, I do, mate. And do you know something? He was an enigma, wasn't he, Martial? When he first went to Old Trafford and he got his chance, fantastic. You know, he had the touch, he had the class, he had the pace, he had the strength, he had everything. And then he suddenly went downhill. And it got to the stage where he started getting injuries and it made you wonder, and it was said publicly, why is he always suddenly injured? You know, is he injured or does he just not want to play for Mourinho? Does he not want to play for Van Gaal? Does he not want to play for does he just not want to play? And ultimately, I think he got to a stage where he was just really unhappy and he didn't put the performances in and he wanted a move, which he ultimately got. But yeah, good point, Agiza. Good point, well made. And go back to Manchester United now. Look at Scott McTominay. Vastly underrated at Old Trafford. Vastly underrated. And as soon as he leaves, you know, he was doing it for Scotland, his nationality, you know, his nation who he plays for. Scoring for Scotland, playing well. Scoring vital goals for Scotland and playing well. And as soon as he leaves Manchester United, where it must be a pretty toxic environment there, it just must be. It's where players go to die almost. The careers just take a nosedive. And You know, Martial. You look at Sancho. McTominay used to get a lot of stick, but he came up with some vital goals. And as soon as he goes to Napoli, what do you get? Player of the season, knocking goals in for fun, a fan's favourite within a season. It says a lot about the coaches and the players, and then, you know, and then the club as a whole. Agiza says, think about putting a thought in a player's head, like you've noticed when you strike with your right foot, you shake your left wrist, making the player self-conscious about nothing. Mate, it makes you wonder about self-sabotage, doesn't it? I mean, Frankie James, she's a psychotherapist. She'd probably have something to say about that. But why would you do that? What you'd want to big your player up, and the player himself would want, you know, you want to feel good about yourself. You want to feel valued in that. And when things like that happen, it isn't good. Players are just coming out the second half. I'm just trying to see who. So it looks like Joseph Colley's come out. It looks like Chichkan to me, that in goal. I'm not overly impressed with Broder either, I've got to say. Not overly impressed. Now, looks like Ardit. Is that Ardit Nikaj, number 11? Looks like Ardit Nikaj is on a geezer. Ertahala's there. Duda's there. Carbo's there. Can't quite work out what we've done here. Yeah, Ardit Nikaj is definitely on. Ro Geiger's there, so Lelyveld will have gone off. Kolos are just coming out. It looks like back forward is going to be Colley, Joseph Colley at left back. Cut was on. Geiger on the right-hand side. Is Colley going to left back or not? I can't quite see what we're going to do here. So, oh no, Krzyzanowski's there. So it'll be Colley and Cutwer as a centre-half pairing. Second half's back underway. So at the minute, it's Ertahala and Nikaj up front. Come on, Nikaj, bang a brace in. 2 great goals. This were just winning a free kick there. Duda with a heavy landing. What can we do now from this Ertahala free kick? Floated in nicely, headed clear. They've got some height at the back, Kolos, so it's not going to be easy. But that was a decent free kick, that, from Ertahala. Nicely cleared up by Geiger, back to Chichkan. We've got Banyovsky on down that left-hand side. So it looks like Duarte's departed. And we've got Kuziemka down the right-hand side. Agiza says, some players need to just feel the game, not think about the game. That natural instinct you're talking about, aren't you, mate? I get you. And I think you can overthink things off the pitch as well. You know, I know a lot of players say, oh, we don't read the headlines, we don't read the papers. I bet they do. And especially now you've got social media, so there's no escape. Do you know, I can't quite work out. I don't think Ardit Nikaj has gone he's not playing centre forward. Ardit Nikaj has come on this right-hand side for Koziemka. So on the left-hand side, we've got Banyovsky, number 56. Down the right-hand side, we've got Ardit Nikaj, number 11. And we're still persisting with Ertahala and Duda as a front two. If someone can explain that, please do. I just don't understand that. Nikaj does well. Doesn't? I thought it was a foul. He got away with it. Puts the cross back into the keeper's arms. Did well there, Nikaj. Keeper bowls it out down that right-hand side. Nice throw there. Looking to break on Wisla. We've got numbers back though. Ball down that right-hand channel. Chance to put a cross into the middle. Cross comes into the edge of the box. Igbekin gets back there. Cutaway with a clearance. Not very far though. Shot comes in. It's blocked. It'll be a corner down the right-hand side for Kolos. Agiza says, it's a cunning plan. Do you know what, Agiza? Joking aside, do you think it is a plan? Do you think... What are we going to learn from... What are we going to learn from playing Duda and Ertahala as a front two? Surely to goodness it would have been better to put Ertahala on this right-hand side instead of Koziemka if you don't want Koziemka getting too many minutes, and put Ardit Nikaj in the middle. He's just never going to get that opportunity, is he, as a striker at Wisla? He must be really, really frustrated. Maybe that's why he didn't celebrate his last goal he got for us. Corner comes in. That'll be a goal kick to Wisla. Yeah, it must be really straighting for Nikaj. And when he did score his goal, like I've said many times, he didn't really celebrate. And when the players come pounding in, as they do, most of them, in fact nearly all of them, went to Ertahala, who'd pulled the ball back to Nikaj. Maybe that says more about who needed the arm around the shoulder, as we talk about, and who needed the big up. Ertahala more than Nikaj. Does well there, Ertahala, though. Brings that ball inside. Plays it off to Cutwa. Cutwa down the right-hand side to Nikaj. Right, what can he do? Got his double team there, so comes back to Geiger. Now it's with Cutwa. Unless they're going to alternate between... I know Ertahala there, rushing it again. That little flick. We kept possession, but the flick didn't come off, and he could have, even if the pass had found its intended recipient, they would have been under pressure immediately. That goes back to what Agiza's saying in the first half. Too much rushed football. You don't want slow attacking football. It just allows team to get set in defence against you. But sometimes when it's rushed like that, you lose possession and you don't even get the opportunity to get an attack set up. Frustrating all round, frustrating to watch and no doubt frustrating for the players. But I'm guessing Ertahala's following instructions from Marius Jop, speed that play up, that transition from back to front. But yeah, I'd love Nikaj to bang a couple of goals in today and give a problem to Marius Jop. Little flick inside, that'd be a free kick. No, referee says play on. Duda's left in a heap on the floor. Carbo's getting back there. Nice defensive tracking back there from the central midfielder. Crossfield pass there. Nice ball there from Kolos. They do look dangerous on attack. Chance to put a cross in here. It's blocked. Banyovsky tracking back well there. Take note, Fernandez. Bruno, that is. Be another corner down the right-hand side for Kolos. If we don't score in this game again, that means from our 3 mid-season break matches, we'll have scored 1 goal. Not good enough. This is from a team who was absolutely smashing teams. We spoke about the Agiza's meat grinder analogy. I think that's been mothballed. Corner comes in from the right-hand side. Nikaj should have done better there, Nikaj, that defensive header. Got away with it though. Agiza says, all I know is the manager is making me nervous. Yeah, me too, mate. I've got to say, I do like Marius Shop, but I do wonder about his team selection sometimes. Unless there's an injury to Ronaldo, which I don't think there was because we saw him warming up at half time. You know, and obviously it's not, so you're not comparing apples with apples. But if this was a league match and we were putting in this performance, there'd be serious questions being asked about Marius Shop. So the fact that it's just a friendly, you know, a sparring match, I think we still ask them same questions. I'd love to know what his thinking is behind the front two of the diminutive statures of Tahala and Duda. It's not like they're both blessed with blistering pace, you know, like a Michael Owen from the past. Kolos in again down the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Collie couldn't get his head on it. Nobody got a touch on it, actually, so it looks like it'll be a throw into Wisla down this right-hand side. That was a good cross again. They do put some good crosses in. 53 minutes on the clock. Are we going to have some more substitutions? We are. We're going to have Cavallo coming on. So now, surely to goodness, that means either Duda or Ertahala's coming off. Nikaj will go in the middle. Cavallo will go down the right-hand side. Please tell me that's what we're going to do. Please tell me. Right, we're bringing Duda off. So that should be... Cavallo's going to go through the middle, isn't he? Oh, we're in trouble again here. And you Kolos give us a get-out-of-jail-free card there. So Cavallo's going centre forward. Nikaj down his right-hand side. And he's going to be playing with Ertahala. I'll sooner be playing with Nikaj, that's for sure. Because he'll do some of the donkey work as well. Ertahala, best intentions. He hasn't got that physicality. Agiza says he doesn't seem to be taking advantage of these friendlies to try new things and different players. Tahala's gone down injured there. I think it was just an unfortunate collision, that. Yeah, I agree with you, Agiza. Totally agree with you. You know, now is the time. We know... We know what our defensive setup is. We pretty much... Yeah, just looking at this... Oh, yeah, he caught him just as he was running... Two players just crossing there. No malice in that, but... Right, so... This sounds awful, doesn't it? But now he's had a knock. Don't take a chance. Get him off. Get him off and get him some recovery. Who do we bring on now to play in? So we've got Cavallo on. We're down to 10 men for the moment as well, where you get some treatment. Surely we're going to bring him off now. Ertahala, that is. You know, why would you not do? You don't want him... You don't want him aggravating the injury anymore, unless it's just a little impact injury, but why would you take a chance? He's obviously important to the squad in Marius Shop's eyes, or important to the team, important to the starting 11. It's almost like he's the first name on the list. Cavallo there, putting his weight about. Gives away the free kick, though. That's another change as well we've got on. I didn't see who came off there. So we've got David Olyaku's come on. They're trying to close the goalkeeper down, number 80. Central midfielder, attacking midfielder. I'm trying to see. Did he come on then for... Have they took Ertahala off and put him on? Looks like we have. Referee's giving a handball away there. just trying to have a look at our setup. Kavala and Olyaka there. On the right-hand side, Nikaj. On the left-hand side, Banyovsky. That centre-half pairing of Igbekim and Carbo Belapart, that's still there. That's pretty solid. Nice interception there from Carbo. Trying to play it to Olyaka there. Just couldn't quite find him. 57.5 minutes on the clock. Still 0-0. Pretty even game so far. Yeah, Olyaka came on for Duda. We just didn't see the for Ertala. We just didn't see the substitution. Duda's also gone off. Keeper goes long, straight down the middle. No problem for Chichkam. Yeah, we're pretty much sorted at the back, aren't we? You know, we've got Collie who can play the fullback, either fullback position. We've got Krizanovsky, Lelyveld, Geiger. We've got plenty of cover there. Jedrzicki, Uriger's on his way back to almost back to fitness, I would assume. So it's just our attacking prowess. Right, Nikaj, what can you do? Use that pace. Skin the hole, loose touch. Not good enough. You get the opportunity like that. Now's your time to shine. Frustrating. Yes, I know it's only a friendly sparring match, but I want him to shine. I want him to give Marius Jop that dilemma, that problem of how do I leave him out of the team? Bozic did it, came in, did really well. Not seen Omic today yet either. I'm assuming he's going to come on for either Carbo or Igbekim. But Omic looks like he's starting to settle in when you see him. Nice turn there from Olyaka. Can't quite get the cross away though. Don't give the free kick away. Done well there, Kolos, to get out of that corner. Now they try and switch play with that awful pass. Banyovsky slows things down. Olyaka, central. Lays it back to Carbo. Into Krizanovsky, edge of the box. That's where he scored his goal from the other day. Spreads it wide this time, though, to Ardit Nikaj. Can't keep it in. Should have done. Is this what Marius Jop's seeing with Ardit Nikaj in training? No, it's only two things in less than a minute. So it doesn't make or break a player. But is this what he's seeing in training day in, day out? And he's thinking, he's not good enough. Yeah, Omic is going to come on there. And here we go. We're going to see our new striker, Sanchez. It's got no number on. Krizanovsky's coming off, so it's going to be a change in formation. There we are. Ziako's coming on as well. Number 15. We know who it is now. Giza says, have they traded the meat grinder for a candy floss maker? Playing it out from the back the way we do, we are sweetening the deal for our opponents. Oh, unlucky. The edge box shot comes in from Banyovsky. It's coming your way, Giza. High wide and not very handsome. First time shot. At least he had the confidence to take it on, though, as you would expect. But he didn't shirk the opportunity. The Giza says, ouch. That's in respect of that shot just hitting him as he sits in his garden in Connecticut. Nice play there from Kolos, coming down that right-hand side. That's a push. You're not going to get away with that one. That was Kavala doing some backtracking. You can certainly see the height on Sanchez. throw into Wisla with, turn this right-hand side with Geiger. Flicked on by Sanchez. Trying to find Nikaj. By me, back pass was a little bit wayward. Keeper's going to have to go along here, and he does. Cutler just stood his ground there. Didn't need to challenge for that ball. It's back with Chichkan. He's under pressure. Blimey. Only just got that clearance away as well. Do you know, Agiza, you know when you were talking about these games, now there's a time to experiment. So this team now is pretty it's completely different than what we saw in the first half. So what are we going to learn from this? We're not going to learn anything from this as a team. We're only going to learn about individuals. That's the only thing I can assume from this game and this setup. Because if somebody has a great game, if you know, there's a couple of good, you know, there's a couple of good interchanges and we get a goal or a couple of goals. Chance for Kolos here though, ball into the middle, good clearance from Joseph Colley. You know, you could arguably say, well, if I was starting 11, whatever that starting 11 is, that interchange wouldn't have happened. So are you actually learning anything as a team? No, you're not. I think you're only seeing what individuals can do. Agiza says, right, but with an eye forward, future injuries and potential subs. Yeah, I know you've got to take that into account. But I mean, if let's take an example, Sanchez has come on now. If he'd have played that first half instead of, let's say, Duda, we'll not pick on Ertahala, let's say Duda, so he'd have played in his position and he'd have got a couple of goals, he'd have played well. You would have said, right, well, when we go back and we start our game on the 7th of February, but you know, the league starts again, you know that he can do that. If he does it now, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be able to do it with the starting 11 that's on the pitch. I don't know how he would do it anyway, because obviously they're not going to leave Ronaldo out. They're just not. Unless he's injured or he's showing signs of fatigue, Ronaldo's going to be the first name on the team sheet, isn't he? So anybody who's coming in, which goes back to what you've just said, mate. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, with injuries and substitutions. So I suppose if you are going to come on as a substitution, which Sanchez probably is, that's going to be his role, then it doesn't matter who he plays with, does it? So it does come down to what an individual can do rather than the team. Right. You certainly got a good turn of pace there. Just watch your hamstring, mate. I don't know when you last played. Nikaj gives away the free kick. He's had a couple of chances in this first half, not to score Nikaj, but to do something, just little things, and he's not managed to do them. And I'm finding that a bit frustrating. Like I said, if that's what Marius Jopp sees, then you can understand why Marius Jopp doesn't put him in as much as I hope he could, you know, as he could do. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree and I've just got to trust the coach. It's just that I see, from what I do see of him, I see so much potential in him. And I also see his body language. You know, you can see he wants to do well. He's got that hunger. You've also got to ask yourself why he was allowed to go on loan from his parent club in Albania. But I do think I still think we're missing it. Oh, come on! He only put his hands on him. He threw himself down there like he'd been poleaxed by Joe Fraser. Nothing in that. Agiza says, what minute are we on now, Jimmy? Mate, we're just approaching the 67th minute. Dangerous free kick coming in from the right-hand side here from Kolos. They've already proved from corners and previous free kicks they can deliver a ball. So it is a dangerous moment, this, for Wisla. We're trying to hold as high a line as possible. So we've obviously taken note of the physical prowess and the delivery. It's going to be number 2. I don't know who the player is. It's going to be number 2 to swing it in. So Chichkan's going to have to be on the ball here. Whipped in again. And Adit Nikaj, good defensive header there. It's gone out for a corner down that right-hand side. Danger's not over because, like I've said, they can deliver a good ball. Everybody needs to switch on here. Yes, it's only a sparring match, I know, but got to treat it like a league game. We have been guilty in the past of switching off at set pieces, not on this occasion. Poor delivery. Just as I bigged them up, and that's the worst delivery we've seen all match from them, whether it's been from a free kick or a corner. That's not the norm, what we've just seen, I can assure you. Chance to put another cross in from the left-hand side. It's a low cross. It goes past everybody. Was that? Yeah, it was Giaco who got the final touch and put it behind for a corner. Who's that who's gone down? Was that Sanchez? We didn't see that. The stream jumped. So there was a corner down the left-hand side. Must have been something because the referee's got his notepad out as well. So whether there was an elbow in there. Hopefully we might see a replay of that. He got up holding his mouth anyway, did Sanchez. Needs to be careful because he's a fair old size. Oh, we're under pressure. Just get rid. Just get rid. Now we've put it behind for a corner, playing ourselves under pressure. Yeah, Chichkan's saying to Joseph Colley, just get rid of it. He got rid of it, Colley, but he gave it back to Chichkan, who was under pressure. He was under more pressure than Colley himself. Sometimes just put it up the field. Be interesting to see what happens at this corner, whether there's any spillover from the last corner that we didn't see. The referee's having a look at it as well. He's looking at Sanchez, and I'm assuming he's marking the same player, who, I'm assuming, because we didn't see it, give him a little bit of an elbow. Deep corner comes in. Nobody really gets a meaningful touch. Wisla can't get the ball, and it's recycled by Kolos. That early ball in, is it offside? Assistant on the far side keeps his flag down. Chichkan thought about going early there. No doubt he'll roll it out. He does, indeed. It's with Giaco down that left-hand side. It's a good move for Wisla, Giaco coming in, because we were slightly short down that left-hand side. Obviously, he can play left-sided defence, full-back, or he can play on the left side of midfield if needed. Geiger into Carbo. Had to fire it into him, and he did well, Carbo, there, to take control of it. Now it's gone out of play down this left-hand side. Dangerous pass inside, though, that, because if Carbo had lost it, we were primed for a counter-attack going against us. "71 minutes on the clock of Giza. Still 0-0. Once again, though, it's been a good sparring match. It's been played with good intensity. I don't think anybody gets anything from a sparring match that's played at sort of 3/4 pace. It gives a false sense of what a person can do if you've got that extra time. Just lost the stream for a moment. We'll double check. 71 minutes and 54 seconds on the clock. So we'll see where it comes back. We'll see where we come back on. It's a throw-in, as you can see, down the left-hand side for Kolos. AI score, they've been no help with the animations today. They got the time wrong as well. Yeah, we just jumped half an hour. We just jumped half a minute ahead, so we're back with the stream as live now. Follow down that channel. Held up well. Jarko doing well. Kolos still in possession though. Oljaka trying to put the keeper under pressure, does well. They've made a couple of mistakes themselves playing it out from the back, have Kolos. There's one for a start off. Oljaka, that should be a free kick, surely to goodness. It is indeed. Yeah, played themselves under pressure again, playing it out from the back. This stage of the game, surely there's a ball on down that channel, instead of trying to fire it through the middle. Unless the player's first touch is absolutely spot on, you're going to be under pressure and you see what happens. Right, Nikaj stood over the ball. Oljaka stood over the ball. Who's going to strike this one? My money's on. It's going to be Ardit Nikaj. This is Duda territory, isn't it? He can certainly score from this range, as he's proven. But what's Nikaj going to do? He's not going to cross one from there, surely. He's got to have a shot. Put this in. Give Mariusz Yop a problem. Put it in. Not the best camera angle. Straight into the wall. Another opportunity missed. Another opportunity missed. Right, he's on the right-hand side. Nice touch. Does well enough. Uses his strength to hold the full-back off. Driving it forward. Needs support. Needs support. Needs to get his head up as well, though, in fairness. Redeems himself. Wins that ball back. No foul given there. Nor should there have been. Almost 75 minutes gone. Not been too many chances in this second half either. Geiger in possession. Carbo, ball straight down the middle, looking for the size of Sanchez. Defender comes across well there. Carbo, clearing it up, is with Kutwa. Nice little dummy there from Kutwa. Sent the striker the wrong way. Give himself some time. Now it's with Oljaka down this right-hand side. Nikaj, go on, get to the byline. Skin him. Now he cuts inside. He's bulldozing his way through, loses possession. Frustrating. If Mariusz Yop was sat here now, he'd be saying to me, see, Jimmy, do you see? This is what I see in training every day. This is why I'm not putting him in the team. Frustrated. Is he playing him on the right-hand side as well because he doesn't trust him as a centre-forward? I mean, he's at the club as a winger, but he can play centre-forward as well. Right, Carbo, what can you do? Does well, needs help, gets it from Collie, does well there. Did Carbo. Fires that pass in to Oljaka. Ball over the top there for Sanchez. Tries cutting inside. Does well. Defender puts it behind for a corner. Yeah, he's not been given a shirt number yet, Sanchez. That's why he's wearing the blank top. I did have a look as well. Are you allowed to change your squad number mid-season? Some leagues, yes, you can. Obviously, if a player goes out on loan, as we've seen with Dziarko, with Stazak going to Lecce, he's been allowed to take his number, 15. Keeper with a punch there. Shot comes in from Dziarko. It's blocked, and it's away on the far side. Yeah, some leagues will let you in the mid-season in the mid-season break. Some won't, so it just depends on the individual league. That was my understanding of it anyway. What do we take away from this Wisla if it stays as is, another a 0-0? All right, we wouldn't have lost, but we've not created any real chances in this second half. Then you've got the excuse that, well, it's a completely different team, so we understand that. Geiger raiding down this right-hand side. Needs to put a cross in. Puts a cross in, they're looking for Sanchez. Was never going to get to Sanchez, but the defenders put it out for a throw-in down this right-hand side. There's some blustery gales outside. "78 minutes on the clock, Agiza." I don't think the referee's going to be adding much on at the end of this match, if anything. Right, Nikaj, what can he do? He needs support. Wins a throw-in for Wisla. Agiza says, they're a good side, 6th in the table. I didn't know that, mate. Thanks for telling me. They do look well disciplined. They look all right going forward as well. You know, like we spoke about, the delivery from corners, free kicks, it's good. You know, it's done with purpose. It's not sort of just lumped in there and let's see who can get ahead to it. They've obviously got a set pattern that they play to. Chance to come down the left-hand side for Wisla. Collie breaking out from the back. Kavala driving through the middle into the penalty area. Can he get a shot away? Cuts inside, tries to get it to Sanchez. It's cut out. It'll be a corner to Wisla down that left-hand side. Nice run, that. A nice run. It's going to be Olyaka to, let's see if he can launch one into the middle with some accuracy. This will be interesting. Puts a deep one in. Sanchez volleys it first time. There was a wall of players in front of him. Who it hit, I couldn't tell you whether it was a Wisla player or a Kolos player. But certainly a good delivery and a good strike from Sanchez. Kept his eye on it for sure, because it was goal bound. It was just never going to go in. Too many players in the way. It's back with Kutwa. Across now to Geiger. Kavala on this right-hand side was trying to find Nikaj. This will win a throw-in. It's with Raul Geiger. Gets us underway quickly. Carbo. 81 minutes almost on the clock. Time's running out if any side is going to get a goal. That's going to be a free kick. Suck the defender in there. Can't see who that is on the floor. Yeah. Yes, we can. It's Banyovsky with a nice turn. Olyaka. Can he put another good delivery in? Sanchez is free at the back. They're kind of ignoring him, Kolos. He's got acres of room again. He just hangs back. Pops put into the middle. Headed clear. Recycled by Wisla. Kutwa just with an up and under. Nice touch. Nice touch. Oh. Thought Ziarko was going to bulldoze his way through then. Sanchez puts across to the edge of the box. Kolos making a meal of getting rid of this, and then a shot. Agiza, it's coming your way. High, wide, and not very handsome from. Couldn't quite see who put that shot in, but it wasn't a good one. That was a good shot by. Kept his eye on it, kept it down as well. did Sanchez, unlike whoever it was who just put that shot in for Wisla. Two and a half minutes gone. High foot there from Joseph Colley, was it? Yeah, it was. Referee's blown his whistle. A little bit of respite now for Kolos. We've had him under pressure for the last 5 minutes. Agiza says, Shakhtar and Dynamo above them. Yeah, they're in good company, aren't they then? They are in good company. I've got to say, it's not a team who I know, so I've just got to hold my hands up. I don't know anything about them. Excuse me. It's back with Chichkan. Plays it across his own goal. Always makes me nervous when they do that. We're trying to build something down this left-hand side now. Nice run there from Banyovsky. Finds Nikaj. Nikaj puts the cross in. Nobody right in the middle, though. I would have hoped that Sanchez would have been there for that. Ziarko trying to get the shot away edge of the box. It's back with Banyovsky. Back to Ziarko. Driving it forward. What can we do? Shot comes in. Blocked. Nikaj is going to pick up the rebound. Under pressure. Cuts inside. Uses his strength. Then gets dispossessed. Not doing much, Nikaj. I'm disappointed. He's getting opportunities and he's not taking them. That's going to be a free kick for Geiger, definitely. Agiza says they might be more extra classer, similar, yeah. You could see that, mate. They've definitely got a bit about the way they play. Although I don't think we've been outplayed today. I think a draw would be a fair result. You know, you could argue we've slightly edged it in the first half. Just one of them shots goes in from Kaziemka on the right-hand side, both of them hitting the post, and one that just whistled past the post. So, but then they could argue, you know, we had an unlucky offside when Lakiewicz made a mistake. Here's another delivery into the middle. Wisla claiming for a handball. Referee agrees eventually. I think he agreed because everybody stopped. I think if we'd have carried on and went for I don't think he would have blown. 85 minutes. Yeah, I think if it's a draw, I don't think either team will complain, to be honest. It's just another goal, another goalless game for Wisla. You know, as things stand, just one goal from our first 3 mid-season friendlies. That was from Krizanovsky, edge of the penalty area. So it's not even like we created something and kind of walked it into the net. It was just a bit of individual brilliance by our left back. We've looked pretty solid at the back, that's for sure. I mean, we lost the last game because we made an error and then compounded it with another error, playing it out from the back that cost us the only goal of the game. So, but we've looked pretty good at the back. Are we looking pretty good at the back, though, at the expense of our attacking abilities? Maybe. Do we need to look at getting that balance right again? Maybe. I mean, if we could defend like this and get our go-forward play on the go. Chance here, though, for Wisla now. Edge of the box. I'm glad that ball didn't get to Sanchez because he would have been offside. Yeah, what will Marius Jopp learn from today? I hate to say this, Agiza. I hate to say it. But I think he's going to learn that Ardit Nikaj from what? Oh, chance here now for Sanchez. But he dispossessed the centre-half, and just as he was going to pull the trigger, the centre-half got back and toe poked it away from him. Nikaj with a shot. No power on it. Good intent. But I think Marius Jopp will learn that Nikaj is not going to come on and change a game. Hate to say it. He may well do, and this is just one game. It's 45 minutes of football. But if you go off what you've seen today, He's not going to come on and change a game. Has he got the ability? Hopefully, but not off what we've seen today. And there's players who have come on and looked good when they've come on. Cavala's done all right. Banyovski's done all right. Sanchez has done all right. Olyaka's done all right. Dziako's done all right. I'm surprised we've not seen Omic. Wisla, can we get one last chance now before the final whistle? Pulled into Sanchez, takes it on his chest. Overhead kick, didn't get the connection. But this is where Sanchez is going to be that asset in the middle there as a striker with the physical prowess. You know, he's a big unit. He's tall as well. That's interesting. That is interesting. I mean, he's not the future, but for now, he's maybe what we need. 88.5 minutes on the clock. Kolos trying to break here. Wisła's got numbers back though, cleared up by Cutler. Agiza says, I love the aggressive attitude. Yeah, love it, mate. Love it. We saw that when he was doing his defensive duties as well. We didn't see the incident where he probably got an elbow in the face or something like that. But I was just thinking back, and just before that corner was taken, he left one on a player in midfield. So maybe there was a little bit of retribution came at the first opportunity from the Kolos player. Carbo's had a good game today in the centre of midfield for Wisła. Igbekim does what Igbekim does. He had a good game. Another chance here for Wisła. Put a shot in. Yeah, never going to trouble the keeper though from there. I said put a shot in, but I was thinking bring it more central. Maybe just delay the shot slightly till you've got a better angle. Trying to bend it round the player. And where the keeper was, it was going to have to be something spectacular from there. Although, with nearly 90 minutes on the clock, it's only going to be the spectacular maybe that will win it for you. Do you know something, Agiza? Just before we go, if that's going to play on the far side, if this is going to be a 0-0, and it's only a friendly match as well, it's not been the worst game, has it? You know, Wisła in the first half, Kaziemka whistling one past the post, then hitting the woodwork twice, and you know the ball's been in the net but ruled out for offside. There's been plenty of incident, but if you were a neutral watching this, I don't know how you would have perceived it as a game. Maybe it's not going to finish 0-0. Maybe in this added on time, of which is probably going to be a minute, there is going to be a winner. Hopefully it's for the team in red, Wisla Krakow. Although if anything, it's going to be Kolos. Joseph Colley comes across well there and a good clearance. Looking for Nikash, turns the defender. It's just going to go out of play. It's almost like it's not meant to be for him. Both teams going for it at the end here. Nobody's settling for a draw. I mean, why would you? Geezer says, see, Jimmy, a 0-0 can be entertaining. I knew you was going to say that, mate. I knew you was going to say that. And we've got skin in the game, though. And my point is, if you were a neutral watching this, would you be thinking, you know, if it was a league match, would you be thinking, right, well, both teams, you've got a point. Somebody's got to take 3. Penalty shootout. I'd have more excitement. I think I'd have more grey hairs than I've got now, though, if that is the case. I don't know how much time's been added on, so apologies for that. In fact, they haven't shown it, so nice turn there from Wisła coming down that left-hand side. Go on, Banyovski. Referee's giving us a free kick. Well, he's added on nearly 2 minutes now. I can't see him adding on more than 3, because the only substitutions that have come on have all been pretty quick ones. Nobody's been trying to slow the game down or anything like that. There's a battle for $99 spot silver going on at the moment. Longs and shorts, who's going to win? It's with Cutwer. Can we just get one more chance? Be nice if Sanchez could get a goal. Be nice if anyone could get a goal for Wisla. But, or Nikaj. Speaking of Nikaj, he's on this ball here now. Wins the free kick. Has he gone down and done his ankle in there? He yelped in pain. I think the Kolos player kind of landed on his ankle. Nah, he's all right. This is surely going to be it. Giza says, I'm looking forward to a defense having to play a big unit like Sanchez in the second half. Yeah, that's going to be something to behold. High hanging cross comes in from that free kick. Keeper claims it well. 3.5 minutes gone now. I think the referee's he's not going to play more than 4 minutes, surely. We're not playing first goal wins, are we? We're not playing overtime. It's not American football. Yeah, can you imagine that? Bringing Sanchez on with 60 minutes on the clock after you've already had a bruising battle. Good point. Well made, Giza. Kolos chance here to win it at the death. Good block from Cutwer. Nikaj, don't lose it there. He doesn't. Geiger clears it up. Put it down that channel. And there's the final whistle. It finishes Wisla 0, Kolos 0. I think they were just saying to the referee there, oh, you could have let us have that chance down the right-hand side. We're away. And the referee says, time's up, mate. 94 minutes. So it has finished 0-0. No injuries that we're aware of. Sahala went off with an injury, but I'm not sure how severe it is or not. I did see him walking around the edge of the pitch, so hopefully for him, it's not too serious. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, ping that notifications bell. If you can give us a thumbs up, superb. If you can share the stream, the channel, that would really help. Grow the platform. We can live stream the Premier League matches from Poland. The Ekstraklasa have said once the platform's big enough, they will do a collaboration with us. Thank you to Agiza for joining me in live chat. Thank you, Frankie James. Not seen much of her, so she might be working. But all that's left for me to say is I'll be back on, I think it's Saturday, with a football special. Then after that, I'm going away because I'm going to Poland, so I'm not sure what the live streaming it'll work out. I'll try and do a video while I'm away of our trips to Poland. I'm going to try and get to the club if it's open, which it should be. I think they've had the refurb done at the club shop now. Go and get some merchandise, so I'll get some video of that done. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Hopefully you've got a nice leisurely day, Giza. Nothing to... Don't go exerting yourself, mate. The weather's not conducive to it. I've got to go and get some work done now. Hopefully make a few shekels. Go and corner the silver market. Then I can make enough money to go and buy Wisla Krakow. That's the plan. I'm a few million short yet, but we've just got to keep going. Right, on that note, I will say, as I've just said, thanks to Giza. Have a great day, mate. I am Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live First. I am in the middle of the screen there. Yeah, you've been watching Catch It Live First. It's been my pleasure as always. Giza says, say hi to Frankie and enjoy the day. I certainly will, my friend. Take care. See you soon.